Hi, I'm Jan. I am the creator of Adepicos Online and the co-founder of Adepicos, and I'm here to talk to you today about 3 points that you need to know about 21st century leadership. And today we're going to be talking about what it is that actually makes a 21st century leader. So at Adepicos, we've built this idea that the 21st century leader does 3 things. How many things? 3 things, right? And they are adapting, innovating, and optimizing. Now, where do these ideas come from? Have we just made them up because they sound cool? No, all right? These ideas come from the basic principles of something called complex system science. Now, I'm not going to tell you about the technical aspects of it, I'm just going to make it very simple for you. What we talk about when we talk about systems is the way that something is organized. For example, an organization, for example, an ecosystem, for example, a transport system. The world is full of systems. And there are 2 extremes for these systems: very ordered or changing. So you have something that is always the same, like the education system, which is a problem, or you have something that's always changing, like financial markets, which can also be a problem. And so what we have is this spectrum of extreme order and stability and extreme change, and there is a gradient between the 2. And so what happens is that systems are sitting in one of those states. They're either very ordered and not changing, or very changeable and not very structured, or somewhere in between. And what happens is that you need to be in different modes at different times to be successful. And that's where adapt, innovate, and optimize come from. Because, let's look at the first one, adapting to change. Systems that are adapting to change are in a slightly less ordered structure. They're responding to change, they're changing the way that they do things. And the reason they need to do that is, as Darwin said, it's about survival of the fittest, right? And so what we need to do is make sure that we're responding to the change in the environment. An organization that's too structured, that doesn't respond to change, Nokia, for example, will simply do the same old thing that they've always done, even though the world around them is changing, and as a consequence, they will die. And this is exactly what happened to Nokia, who were recently bought by Microsoft for less than they paid for Skype. Can you believe that? And even though Nokia's most successful year was in 2009 to 2010, a few years later, they're at rock bottom. So in today's fast-moving world, if you don't adapt to change, you're going to be in big trouble. The second idea, innovation. Why is innovation important? Well, we have this space of organization and chaos and uncertainty, but what we need to create is new space, because the world is always changing. What innovation does is create new possibilities. And so we see that in an organization like Apple, much talked about, almost a cliche to use them as an example, but they're so good. And the reason they're so good is because they are very good at innovating new possibilities. The iPod, the iPhone, the iPad, all created completely new spaces and ecosystems that have fundamentally transformed the way the world works. So if systems are not innovating, they will become stagnant. They'll lose their vitality in essence and become slow and boring and dull, and eventually be bought or die. Third and lastly, optimization. Why do systems need to be optimized? Well, it's all good to be changing and stuff, but you also have to be really successful, kick-ass, make a lot of money, achieve your goals, basically be awesome. And that's what optimization is about. And so a successful system must be optimizing to deliver its maximum performance. A great example of this, in my opinion, is Samsung. They're not necessarily the most innovative organization, but they absolutely kick ass when it comes to optimizing. Their phones, their TVs have completely taken over the world. And in contrast to an organization like Sony, who haven't been able to optimize so well, they've really moved into that market by their ability to deliver performance. So in summary, what do you need to do? You need to be making sure that you and your team or organization are adapting to change, innovating new solutions, and optimizing performance. How do you do that? Join the Adepicos programs to learn more. Thanks a lot. Bye.